Hi, I'm Caroline High School, and I'm going to do my presentation on interventions for informal caregiver burnout in America. So to start, I'm going to talk about what a caregiver is. And this is defined as a person who tends to the needs and concerns of a person with short or long-term limitations due to illness, injury, or disability. This definition comes from What is a Caregiver 2024. Specifically, an informal caregiver is someone who does not get paid to take care of this individual. This is typically a parent of a child with disability, a spouse of someone with disability, and most commonly it is an individual with an aging parent who they're fully taking care of. Burnout is considered a psychological syndrome emerging as a prolonged response to chronic interpersonal stressors. And this leads to emotional and mental exhaustion, and that comes from Melanch and Leiter 2016. Symptoms of burnout include sleep deprivation, increased stress, fatigue, and a lot of the symptoms are similar to symptoms of depression. Another thing that contributes to compassion fatigue is a lack or imbalance of work-life balance. This basically means that they are going to work and they're coming home and taking care of the individuals, or they're full-time taking care of these individuals, which leads to no time for leisure activities or self-care activities, and which also increases this fatigue. So if all of these negative health outcomes are coming from this caregiving, then why do they continue? This is from a term called compassion satisfaction. Compassion satisfaction basically means that they are fulfilling this meaningful role of taking care of these individuals, which is making them want to do it more. Another reason people continue to do this is because of obligation. This is either from societal pressures, cultural beliefs, or even just because their parents took care of them at one point in their life and they feel like they owe it to them to also take care of their parent. Some community issues that we see arising with this issue is lack of community resources. Research has shown that increase in community resources increase population outcomes, and that was found from Brox in 2020. Nationally, we see that this is a large group of people. About 53 million are caregivers in 2019, and that number is increasing then, so it's most likely larger now. That number came from Shin et al. 2023. We also know that this is an issue because healthy people have reported this as an important issue. However, it's still in development, so we don't have any answers from them specifically yet. And nationally, we also don't have enough policies that reach enough caregivers. They're very specific, and the criteria don't reach everyone, or does not reach everyone. For healthcare delivery, individuals are seen to be losing sleep, experiencing stress, and feeling fatigue. All three of this combined, it makes for lower quality of life for these individuals, and these individuals are also less likely to seek help because of these symptoms that they're experiencing. They're not looking for help for them. And this is also affecting those that they are caring for due to they're not being at their best and not being able to put their best foot forward due to these symptoms, that they're not able to give the best care to the individuals that they are caring for. This is connected to the course because during this course we talk a lot about policies and access to care. We're seeing these policies that have such high criteria to qualify for that they're not able to, which we'll talk about later on. Access to care, either individuals do not know about the policies and the programs are in place for them, because they're just not seeking help for these issues. And another thing that we talk a lot in class is preventative care, which is something that I want to implement in the interventions later on. How this connects to occupational science is that occupational therapists see humans very holistically. We have a very large mind-body mindset, which means that your mind and your body has to be healthy to make you a healthy individual. Burnout is affecting one's mind, which is in turn affecting one's body, which is something that we know when your mind's not healthy, your body's not healthy. It's something that OTs look at a lot. And OTs also work hand in hand with caregivers for individuals, either the elderly or individuals with disabilities. We see them a lot, we work with them a lot, therefore we will be good individuals to give them resources and to suggest and then look out for these symptoms and be like a first line of defense for them. Another thing that connects this to OT is that models that we use in occupational therapy, such as MOHO, which examines work-life balance, which we talked about earlier, how they had a bad work-life balance. And then another thing that we see in MOHO is roles, and the role of caregiving is such an important role for these individuals that they're not willing to give that up, which is another thing that'll come into play with these policies. With the current policies, they do not include everyone. They typically fall for caregivers for those under 18 or over 55. So the 19 through 54 range, if someone's caring for those individuals, they will not be qualified for these programs, which if an individual has a child who turned 23, and they would no longer qualify for a lot of the programs that are being offered, which is unfortunate. Another program that we see a lot, like the PACE Horizon, it looks at taking the caregiving role away. So giving this role to, sending someone in to take care of this role for them, which is great for short term. However, it would prevent the compassion, satisfaction in play, and it would take away that valued role of being a caregiver away from these caregivers, therefore not allowing them to have that compassion, satisfaction. Interventions that we see that I would like to implement for these caregivers is this program that would involve group therapy, counseling, and respite care all in one. Respite care is something that is in place that would take the individual that they're caring for and care for them for short amounts of time, so they still have that primary role of caring for these individuals to satisfy that compassion, satisfaction. But the respite care would be involved during the therapy time, so during the group therapy and the counseling / psychotherapy, there would be someone there on site for that respite care to prevent having to find care for these individuals while they were in these therapies. And I was also wanting to offer 1 week in a month to provide a respite care service, just for 1 week in a month. This would decrease the compassion fatigue. It was also found by Guerin that respite care is essential for these individuals to have well-being, for caregivers to have well-being, and also a break from the patient is essential to decrease that compassion fatigue. Group therapy, I was wanting to provide that because it provides support from others who are going through the same thing and who are experiencing the same thing. This also has been found to promote sense of community around these individuals, which was found by Earl and Kurt 2024. And then the last thing I want to implement in this program was counseling. This would be weekly, and it would provide weekly check-ins, and this would be the preventative care step. In this session, they will be able to go in and check in how they're feeling, if they're feeling these stress and these symptoms, to kind of address them before it turns into full-on burnout, to help keep these individuals in care of their loved ones. Lastly, outcomes. So I would like to, these outcomes have been found to decrease stress, decrease compassion fatigue, promote sense of community, access to care, compassion satisfaction, and overall health outcomes of these individuals. Individually, these programs have been found to increase these things and to decrease stress. So combining them would make the best program, and also allowing all caregivers to have access to these and not just for specific age ranges would allow better access for everyone. And this would allow individuals to stay in their homes in the care of loved ones. So overall, burnout is affecting many caregivers, and by providing better support and better programs, we're able to help the outcomes of these individuals. Thank you.